Hey guys, been a while since we've done a Bible video. I recently went to Knott's Berry Farm, and gosh, we were up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm more tired now than than normal. But for some reason, I just have the strong desire to do a Bible passage, Bible study reading here. So first, I want to talk to you about some people that I've actually had the humble privilege of talking to on the telephone. So you go through all these channels here, see how I'm going through them. These are people that I've actually talked to on the cell phone. So let's go to, um, I haven't talked to him. He's an atheist. Like he's on Tally's page. Go to Tally's page and look at the Christian video we did, What is Love? It's hilarious. I'm in there too, acting like a dork on that video. But I remember Tally called me and we were talking to him, and he's like, "Hey man, I love you, brother," and it's awesome, the love that Christians have for each other. And even though we've never met, and again, that's not Tally. Let me show you Tally. Tally's down here. We love you too, but this is Tally's channel, and Tally has his friend, the atheist here. So Tally and I talked, and then also I talked to Saunders. Saunders Acts 2618. Him and I talked, and we actually did a radio show together. Hey, brother Saunders. And then D-Man for Christ. Yes, D-Man and I, we've been really busy lately. We do radio shows together, all types of good stuff. And D-Man and I actually talked. Matter of fact, I'm reading from the Bible that he sent me. And I remember when him and I became very good friends. It's like, a brother I never had. Of course, same brother, was a brother from another mother, but the same father. I think that's how it goes. And of course, water your tree for life. This is Chris's channel, and let me pull up Chris here. And I actually got to talk to Chris on the phone. When was it? When was it, Chris? Friday or Saturday? I think it was Saturday. And it's just awesome. I've got to talk to so many people on YouTube, and I've talked to more folks than them, but I'm trying to just give you a quick shot of some of the people I recently talked to. And it is awesome that even though we haven't met each other, we're able to talk to each other, and it's just another Bible prophecy coming true. All these are strong men of God. And you know what? Let me go ahead and bring up another page. You know what? I know I shouldn't have done this because now I'm going to keep bringing up everyone's page. But all these are strong men of God. And let's not forget about Nephilim Free, who was on one of our radio shows. And I can keep going, you guys. I know I'm leaving a bunch of people out, but him and I've talked on the phone, and we just did a radio show together. What we see, you guys, is this. Here's what we're seeing. And every one of us Christians, I mean, we have this very, not strong feeling, but a strong, like a strong sense of the word. And I do believe there's something to it. We have a strong sense that what we're seeing is, we are seeing, let me get a pen here. Okay. We're seeing evil become more prevalent in our society, like this. Imagine like a bar graph going up like this. And at the same time, we're seeing Christians that before were shy and kind of quiet, now they're become more bold for the gospel of Jesus Christ. It's like a polarization, and it's getting stronger and stronger. As evil becomes more and more prevalent in our society, we are seeing more and more Christians stand up. I just talked to another friend on YouTube. I met a new Christian that I've never seen, but a lot of you guys introduced me to him. And it is awesome. And so it's great. So let's do a Bible study. I believe that something's happening out there. Something's going on. So let's go ahead and read from, here it is. Luke 18:9. Watch what Jesus says here. Let's shed some light on the subject. Hold on. And by the way, I hope you guys are doing great. I am doing excellent. And he spoke this parable unto them. which trusted in themselves that they were righteous. So people that think they're quote unquote good enough and despise others, watch what Jesus says. He says, and I'm reading from Luke 18:9. Two men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee and the other a publican. Now, let's stop and let me tell you a little bit about what a publican is, because a lot of people are like, it doesn't mean Republican, like, Democrat, Republican. What is a publican? A publican was, a lot of the Jews at that time looked at them as sellouts. They were basically people that would go around and collect money from the Jews and then give it to the Roman government. Okay, so they basically were helping Rome, collect this money from them. They were like similar to the IRS today. Although I think the publicans were a little more kind than the IRS, I had to throw that in there. But what some of them would do, these publicans, is they would actually overcharge whenever they had an opportunity. They would also bring false charges of smuggling and stuff like that to get them in trouble with Rome. And I'm gonna turn you into Rome unless you give me a little bit more money. And they would for hush money. They would say, I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. They're like little mafioso. And they detained and opened letters on mere suspicion. They would read the letters and stuff. So a lot of people didn't like them. They didn't trust them. They were basically, think of the basest of all livelihoods. It was the worst thing you could, like being an IRS agent. Okay. Watch what he says here, Jesus. He says, two men went up into the temple to pray, the one a Pharisee, the other a publican. The Pharisee stood and prayed thus with himself, God, I thank thee that I am not as other men are, extortioners, unjust, adulterers. And then he looks and there's the publican. Or even as this publican. I fast twice in the week. I give tithes of all that I possess. So you notice how he's not even confessing he's a sinner here. He thinks he's a good person. He has not confessed he's a sinner, this Pharisee. And he's doing all these little good things, right? But watch this, guys. This is awesome. And the publican, standing afar off, would not lift up so much as his eyes unto heaven. He was ashamed of what he did. He had guilt feelings of what he did. And look what happened. He would not lift his eyes unto heaven, but smote upon his breast, saying, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Notice what the scripture says. Now notice what Jesus says. He's going to talk about the publican and the Pharisee. It is our prayer that all of us become like the publican and confess that we are sinners. It is so hard for the sinful man to do that. I was an atheist for some time. It was hard for me to do it also. But get in the Word. You've heard the story, sin's going to keep you away from this book, but this book will keep you away from sin. So watch what happens. Jesus says, I tell you, this man, the publican, went down to his house justified, rather than the other. For everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humble himself shall be exalted. So you know what? The wise thing to do is to humble yourself as much as possible. God, I am a filthy sinner. See, in humbling yourself, you shall be justified, you shall be exalted. Notice the man that confesses he's a sinner, he gets forgiveness. He gets justified. Which person here are you? I want to be like the publican that is ashamed of my sin, and I cannot even open my eyes to heaven, and I want to say, God, be merciful to me, a sinner. That's the person I want to be. Like Jesus says, that man went down to their house justified. Can you become like the publican? Can you admit it? Remember, for everyone that exalteth himself shall be abased, and he that humble himself shall be exalted. God bless you guys, and Maranatha.